You don't have to believe what I'm about to say, but I promise you this. By the end of this video, you'll look at mirrors differently. In 1977, a psychologist designed a deceptively simple experiment. Two strangers, seated face to face, told to look into each other's eyes. No talking, no moving, just 10 minutes. One rule: don't look away. And most participants said the same unsettling thing. The other person's face changed. At first, everyone laughed it off. Bad lighting, fatigue. But as the experiment repeated, the reports grew more specific. Stranger. Some said a different face seemed to bleed through the one in front of them. Some said the other person's eyes stopped feeling like their own. And a few claimed the person across from them no longer looked human at all. This isn't urban legend. It's a published phenomenon with a name: the strange face illusion. Here's the part that actually gets under your skin. This doesn't happen to special people. It happens to you. Right now, if you tried it. Let's strip it down further. No stranger required. Just a mirror. And you, alone. This is called the Troxler effect. Stare at a single point long enough, and your brain slowly erases the details around it. Originally, it was tested with leaves, wallpaper patterns, simple shapes. Then someone asked a different question. What happens if you do this with a human face? That's the moment everything changed. A face isn't just an image to your brain. You have an entire region dedicated only to processing faces, the fusiform face area. It activates within hours of birth. The very first pattern a newborn learns to recognize is a face. But this system has a strange quirk. It never treats a face as a fixed picture. Your brain is constantly predicting it, tracking micro movements, shifting shadows, subtle changes in expression, and redrawing the image in real time. The problem starts the moment you stare at one face, motionless, for 3 straight minutes. Your brain runs out of new information to predict, but it can't simply stop predicting. That's not optional. It's instinct. So it starts generating data that isn't there. And here's where it gets worse. In 2015, an Italian research team recreated this effect under controlled conditions. 50 participants, dim lighting, a mirror. One simple instruction: stare at your own face for 10 minutes. The results were more intense than expected. 66% of participants reported severe distortions in the face they were looking at. Nearly half described seeing something monstrous where their own face should have been. Some reported the faces of deceased relatives or complete strangers, appearing to overlay their own reflection. This wasn't a drug trial. No substances involved. Just a mirror, low light, and time. Here's the part almost nobody talks about. This isn't frightening because your brain malfunctions. It's frightening because your brain is working exactly as designed. Evolution shaped your brain to make split-second judgments about unfamiliar faces, friend or threat, in a fraction of a second. That's the job it was built for. But now you're asking it to do something it was never built to sustain. To hold that judgment frozen for minutes at a time. Eventually, it manufactures a pattern where none exists. That monster you see isn't coming from outside you. It's a pure byproduct of your own predictive machinery, turned inward with nowhere else to go. Which raises an even more uncomfortable question. If 3 minutes is enough to unravel a stranger's face, even your own, how stable are the faces you think you already know? The face of your family, your partner, the one in the mirror every morning. You believe you're seeing them, But what you're actually seeing is a live estimate, redrawn by your brain every fraction of a second. The face you think you know isn't a fixed image stored somewhere. It's a habit, an extremely well-practiced prediction that has simply never failed loudly enough for you to notice. So, this was never really a story about an optical illusion. It's a story about identity. We assume the face we call ourselves is something fixed, the same yesterday, today, tomorrow. But that certainty only holds as long as your brain keeps receiving fresh information to confirm it. The instant that flow stops, a frozen gaze, a still mirror, a silent room, that certainty doesn't hold. It collapses almost instantly. The face you thought you knew doesn't disappear. It simply reveals that it was never as solid as you believed. So the next time you find yourself locking eyes with someone for a little too long, or standing alone in front of a mirror in a dim room past midnight, remember this: the face you're about to see isn't theirs. It isn't even fully yours. It's a story your brain is desperately inventing, in the silence where certainty used to be. And maybe, just maybe, every face you've ever claimed to know was built the exact same way.